the Democratic Governance Facility was really a unique program. It was set up specifically for Uganda, and it brought together several development partners to support governance work in a harmonized and coherent way and at scale. The DGF supported Uganda's Vision 2040 and national development plans, as well as Uganda's commitments under the Sustainable Development Goals.
We trained women leaders on mediation and conflict resolution and peace building. And I must say that during the election period, they were able to mediate conflicts that were coming on board.
I pride so much in the coalition because from the training that we've had with them, I've been able to amplify my work at an individual level and as an organization, in that last year I was selected as the best human rights defender of Busoga sub-region.
I got capacity building after the training, identifying other vulnerable groups, the women, the people with disabilities, the youth. It was through HRCU. So the benefit which I get from HRCU is the continuous capacity building, trainings, resource, because they were facilitating me to do the documentation resource quarterly and reporting those violations, and also training us on the referral path.
Importantly, the DGF was able to have an impact in all regions of Uganda, across all areas of democratic governance, with both state and non-state actors.
Ada works mainly in Karamoja and Teso, but with the funding from DGF since 2013, we've been operating in Teso, then we scaled out in 2018 to parts of Karamoja.
Obuberi gwa pale bunete na tutu, so de gwa pale bunete na papa. Edda e gwa pa kirongo so da ina ni say to dia na rekere. Edda ina kini say to dia na ruge una ichialom na ni.
I must say that DGF partners work with great commitment, and what they have achieved is truly impressive. For example, DGF partners provided legal aid to over 350,000 people facing challenges including land disputes and domestic violence.
So Sumaya yamberera onyo mu budde obwo omwaka mulamba almost n'ekitundu yamberera onyo through all that experience, gathering information, having discussions, ogenda kwogera otya, judge in case akubuziza kino, what can you respond, complainant in case ayogedde bwati, what can we say. Njagala okusiima omulimu gwe yankolera okubanga yanzija mu bulamu bwaki, mu bulamu bw'ekkomera.
My case was not an easy one. You know, battling an elephant, but Council Smire in particular, with her team, stood out and said, I have to fight for the rights of the orphans and to see to it that we get justice. If I had gone to other law firms, they would have abandoned my case because it needed money.
The DGF also helped 15,000 individual victims of conflict and torture to receive treatment, counseling, and other supports.
As a group of young people who were born and raised in war zone in northern Uganda. Actually, we were living in the camp ourselves. And then the whole approach was, how do we mobilize the young people who are affected by war, who are directly or indirectly affected by war, to transform, help them transform their trauma, their pain, to become actors for peace and change in the community.
Direct ila cho nangi duka antiana doglo ndi chachu beri koma ma dugu aluya dugu gang chachu beri koma ma ka pia reo we abi kado chako yella guyo botiana gomi bara matiana ana rogo.
In addition, the DGF brought citizens and leaders closer together all over the country, both at national and local levels. As a result, elected leaders took on board over 6,000 practical recommendations made by citizens to improve public services.
Within this project, we were able to mobilize politicians, we were able to mobilize religious leaders, we were able to mobilize the electorate to appreciate the need to legislate on campaign financing.
You see there is a little bit of difference in terms of their quality of members of parliament, in terms of debating, in terms of engaging in issues. It means at least citizens were fairly at par in agreeing who is best placed to represent that interest.
These achievements are impressive, in particular given the dramatic challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, requiring a lot of adaptation and creativity from DGF partners. And these examples are just a fraction of the huge achievements of the DGF, which resulted in improved governance, human rights protection, access to justice, and delivery of services for many Ugandans. But the DGF also went beyond funding, with a strong focus on building partnerships, fostering collaborations between the state and civil society, and driving a culture of continuous learning.
Nze nga mwene Upmark ng'obusobozi waleka abantu abandi training Upmark giyampa yanamba nze ng'omuntu ndina bingi binayeega era kinambyeku nze newankubaire Upmark tumaze emyaka egiwera aye nga titulikola nabo okusinziira ku bizibu ebyaliwo aye nze kinambyeku okusobola okuyamba ku community.
Upmark yo kyeyamba batusomesa nti abantu mulina okubakobera ekyokukola wabula twenda kwekalakaasa kulwana wabula balina okuba nga bagoba emitendera emituufu era twagoba emitendera emituufu.
Nebaza WIPC kubanga they taught me how to mediate. After being trained by WIPC on mediation and conflict resolutions, I've become a counselor to the community.
I used to go from mosque to mosque, church to church. We are trained as voter educators. After the training, we came back to the ground to sensitize the voters how to vote, how to elect, or to do free and fair elections.
Support was also provided on project management, improving financial systems, and on implementation of cross-cutting issues such as gender equality, youth inclusion, and applying a human rights-based approach.
We actually had a process of gender action planning with the various political parties. We helped them to develop gender plans, gender policies. Some parties developed the Women's Charter, and this actually helped individual parties such as FTC to make allotment for women at 40% representation on both elective and administrative positions within the party. And also UPC has actually had to amend their constitution to make room for 60% of their leadership being women.
Through this support, the DGF has helped partners considerably strengthen their systems to be more sustainable and resilient.
At UMWA, we have empowered the women on advocacy skills.
As a kina mama wa Africa, we put smiles on our faces when we see women exercising voice, when we see women taking up spaces, and we see women discussing issues from an informed perspective.
Now, as the DGF has come to an end, I'm confident that all our partners will continue engaging in the area of democratic governance and achieving positive impact and results, including by improving the lives of many people across Uganda.